Man, oh man, we have just had another Clash of Clans update. This will be September of 2024, and we are in episode 10 of the Fix That Rush base series. And I like to collect this stuff because when you go back and watch the playlist, it's just like, man, things have changed a lot over the years, especially when you go all the way back to my free-to-play series from previous years. In this video, we're going to review a lot of the features that came out in the most recent update. Oh, wow. And honestly, you know, I'd like to say that I try to be relatively positive when it comes to stuff that's added in the game, because first and foremost, I'm always going to be a fan of Clash of Clans because I've been covering it on a YouTube channel for like the last 5 years. I mean, just to think that I don't care is ludicrous. But at the same time, I can't really hype up every single feature that they put in the game because there's just some things that really just don't make sense. So we have made some progress in the last 2 weeks on our heroes. I know the last few days we've been kind of busy with update content and stuff. So we have put, let's see here, 20 levels on the heroes. King's 21, Queen's 22, and the Warden is currently going to level 20 with the Royal Champion at level 12. It's really not bad. And then we've been working on our barracks and unlocking troops. Obviously no levels have been put on those troops yet, but we did upgrade like the wall breaker, the barb, the archer, and I think right now I'm really kind of focused on unlocking the electro dragon for right now and upgrading it. And then in the spells, we did make some progress. By the way, side note, I missed the goblin builder because I was able to do 2 upgrades at once for a month there, and we were making some mega progress in the laboratory. So we have a maxed out invisibility spell, a maxed out haste. We did max out our freeze and our rage spell, and currently I'm working on the lightning spell because it kind of goes hand in hand with the electro dragons. But yeah, anyways, back on the topic of updates. So one of the biggest update changes in the game was the changes to the recruiting system. And you'll notice that there are clans that have already got notice board items up. And we got a bunch of these guys. I'm just going to kind of showcase some of these and maybe you might be interested. I don't know. Maybe something catches your eye. But one of the things that I noticed with this new feature is that our clan has become a little bit of a revolving door when it comes to players in and out. So I think it was last night we were sitting here and there was like, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 players that came in back to back, and then there it is right there. Okay, maybe I exaggerated a little bit. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 different players that came in and 3 of them left. And it's because of the fact that even though you're an invite only clan or a closed clan, if they meet the requirements within the notice board, they can still join the clan. And one of the biggest things that stands out about our particular clan, Arcane Sanctuary, is that we have a Discord server that has like, I think it's like 4,000 people or something, and they want you to join Discord because we can get more information out to you. That's like a little bit of a shortcoming when it comes to Clash of Clans. Is sure, they added this like new tab right here, but there's not a lot of ways to communicate with the clan members and keep everybody on the same page. And it also kind of limits like the things that we can do, i.e. events and giveaways and stuff like that, which is something that this clan alliance does a lot of. So that's one of the things I don't particularly like, is that they have, you know, anybody can just join the clan if they meet the requirements, and then they stick around for 2 seconds and they leave. It just gets a little, I don't know, it gets old really, really fast. So, you know, let me know down in the comments below what you're experiencing in this front, because at the end of the day, I can only see this one clan. I can't see all of your clans or what you guys are experiencing. Now, the next thing that they added that was very interesting was the Supercharge feature, which was basically if you're at Town Hall 16 and you have maxed out buildings, there's certain buildings, i.e. the scatter shot, the mortar, the hidden Tesla, the Inferno Tower, the X-bow, and the resource buildings, can be boosted. Like, they are basically temporary boosts for the exchange of resources and a builder. Now, this works out really nice for players that are at the highest level in the game and they got a ton of resources just sitting there if they want to spend them, or I guess they want to boost their defensive power just a little bit for a period of time until Town Hall 17 comes out. Well, obviously on this account, we're not going to be supercharging much of anything, huh? there's no supercharges happening here, so that one doesn't really affect me that much. But then at the same time, I have to admit that I do have a maxed Town Hall 16 minus like 28 pieces of wall or something, and I doubt that I'm going to be supercharging anything, to be honest with you. I don't play the account enough to really matter anymore, and at the same time, it's like, why would I want to boost something temporarily just to turn around and have to re-upgrade the building when the new level comes out and then have to reinvest resources there to boost them? I know that there's going to be people out there that don't agree with what I'm saying right now, that you do really like Supercharge, and I don't want to take that away from you, but at the same time, I just don't really see the point personally. Like, I feel like it's a little bit of a waste, and it's just kind of like, here, let's put something in the game, give you a reason to spend resources, and because, you know, basically because we don't have new building levels ready yet. But that's just my thoughts on the Supercharge feature. I don't really want to be too negative about it because I've already seen way too much negativity around this update. It's almost like every single update has a ton of negativity every time I venture onto Reddit anyways, and that's just super discouraging. But there was one major change in this update that's not necessarily as noticeable until you go out and do an attack, and that was the increase of percentage on the storage buildings themselves. Now, this one is just the first one that I clicked, and look at his he's got a nice tree collection up top, but look at the amount of loot that's available, and this has been rather consistent since the other day, where they have like every single base almost, it feels like, I come in contact with has a bunch of resources, whether it's dark elixir or gold. This one's kind of on the short end of it, but it's highly welcomed, I will say that, because I'm currently grinding heroes, and you know how hard it was to get dark elixir in the past, and to come across bases that had like upwards of 10,000 dark elixir or more wasn't as frequent as what people tried to make it out to be. I saw comments the other day where players were like, oh, I find stuff like that all the time, and I'm like, no, you don't. Like, come on, man, don't try to like make this up to be what it really is. Like, don't try to like say, you know, take away from it. They did increase the percentages, and they did you know, add more resources essentially, and I am not complaining whatsoever when it comes to this. But I'm gonna go ahead and grab some resources while we talk about this, because I mean, how could you pass this stuff up? And I know that there are a lot of players out there that have been equally like grinding their upgrades like we're doing right now, and it gets a little hard when you're scrolling through bases trying to find loot and you can't really find any. But when you start finding stuff like this, you're like, oh yeah. All right, let's send in some sneaky goblins because we got an invisibility spell tower that's gonna hide that storage. There it goes. All right, we'll let that wait for a second. Let's go ahead and grab the resources from over here. Try to open up the wall. Yeah, very nice, nicely done. And we got some gold sitting there, and there's a battle builder hut sitting there. Seriously, dude, come on. All right, let's go ahead and grab the dark elixir and the town hall. Go ahead and use some haste. Oh, this army is OP, by the way. We've been just kind of getting it done with this army. Using the invisibility spell. I know that the sneaky goblins are invisible for a little bit of time, but that does wear off, and it tends to help. Use an invisibility to get the town hall down. That way I can secure the win, and I'm over here trying to stutter telling you that. But if you didn't notice, when we first started this video, I was literally, I think, down in Bronze League or Silver League a month ago, and we are already on the outskirts of crossing into Titans League. Like, that's absolutely crazy. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and go because we used way too much of our army because I was talking and messing that all up. I'm just over here butchering it because I'm not paying attention. We need sneaky, you know, we need some super wall breakers on the end there, and then we'll just go ahead and add some more because somehow my army got messed up. I don't know, it happens. So yeah, anyways, you'll notice that we are at 4,063 trophies because of the sneaky goblin army. To say that you can't push with sneaky goblins is just crazy because it can be done. It just takes way longer than if you were actually focused in on trophy pushing. I just don't know whether we're gonna achieve Titans League or not because obviously my base gets totally wrecked, minus this one guy. I don't really know how he got 1 star. That's crazy, right? Level 7 Electro Dragons and only 1 star. What is that? But yeah, loot has been phenomenal the last few days, which takes us into the newest feature, which was the magic snacks and the chest event that was supposed to go live this morning. Now, obviously, by the time you see this video, the chest event will probably have started, but there's been a lot of things in the last few days, and as we edit this video, that has been a little wonky, meaning that when the update was released, we had to wait like 5 hours before the game was available because there was some server server issues. And then we also had some issues with the chess event that was supposed to go live today, and we don't know when it's going to go live yet. Like, they haven't put anything out publicly, and I'm sure that will change in the next day or so. But yeah, it's been very interesting. So we did get those free 5 chests, and I think that I was able to unlock some resources. I know that I got a book of fighting out of the deal, as well as a couple of builder potions, but then they announced like a couple of hours later that they were going to have to postpone the event because there was some back-end issues. Now, when it comes to the rewards, I really can't complain about the fact that they plan to release skins or equipment or clan house parts. I know somebody was complaining the other day about them putting clan house parts in chests because they don't value it. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like there are players out there that actually genuinely like clan capital. Why are we like taking away from I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, I think that the chess thing is actually really, really cool. And it's something that I've been waiting on them to put in Clash of Clans for probably, I don't know, maybe 10 years now, because we've always seen chests in Clash Royale and we've always seen those loot boxes in Brawl Stars. So it was only a matter of time before it came to Clash of Clans anyways. I saw a comment on one of my videos that said, I love how they wait like all this time to release these types of updates. And I have to agree, like, why does it take so many years to do this in Clash? I don't know, you know, it's just one of those things that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, the point is that I'm all about the chests, but then at the same time, I hope that they can get them in the game so we can get to experience that, because free content is always welcomed. We did have a, yeah, we do. We still currently have an active Clan Castle cake. It's the only one that I've been able to unlock so far, but I thought it was supposed to end like hours ago. Like, I activated this last night and it was only a 12-hour thing and it's still 10. I don't know. I just feel like there's some things that are going on here bug wise. I'm not supposed to acknowledge bugs, but I think there's some stuff going on here that just wasn't really ready to be released just yet. I don't work for Supercell. I don't know whether that's the case or not, but that's just the way it feels. Now, let's get into the hottest topic of the last few days, and that would be the addition of the Clash of Dragons legendary scenery. Now, I am always open to these cosmetic items because this is probably the coolest thing that I have ever seen in the game, and it really shows us that Clash of Clans can do far more than just be right here. You got to realize, like, the last 12 years we've been right here. This is it right here, what you're seeing on the screen. But when we zoom all the way out, I mean, I never imagined this game being able to do something like this right here. I mean, this is probably one of the coolest things that I've ever seen, and I understand the price point, guys. Believe me, I'm looking at it right now, $32.99 with tax. It says it's going to be $35.63. That's almost $40 for something that just sits here and plays all these awesome animations and things like that, and doesn't really improve my gameplay experience in a way. In a way, hear me out. Now, here's the thing. If you've been playing this game and you are a true fan of Clash of Clans, stuff like this really is welcomed, because in the early days of Clash, the coolest thing that we possibly had on a scenery was the waterfall. And they had to take it away in the early days because it was glitching out the game. Now, content like this, it is a little concerning for me because not everybody out there has the latest and greatest smartphones. Like, most of you guys might be still working with like a, I don't know, maybe an iPhone 11 or something. I don't know, but the thing is that stuff like this might be a little too advanced and could really cause problems for your accounts or the way the game feels on the device. And it's just one of those things that we have to risk, I guess you could say, you know? So I think what I'm gonna do for this series is I'm gonna change things up. And I know that you guys do not believe in spending this much money on the game, because I've seen a lot of feedback over the last few days about how expensive this scenery is, and it's just completely ridiculous, and I agree with you. However, to, you know, really, I don't know, give you guys something else better to look at, because you might not be able to afford to do this, I think I'm gonna do it, okay? So I saw a post on Facebook that they are giving away free rewards or whatever if we buy this thing. So I think I'm gonna process this on the Supercell store and see if it actually pays out and does it while we are currently recording. Oh my gosh, this thing gives us a bunch. There it goes, check it out. Oh, that's really cool, actually. So we will get the legendary scenery, 100 free 3 gems. I'm all about that. A bonus item and a resource potion, another 100 gems, 1 hero potion, 25 gems. Why couldn't you just give me another 75 on top of that? Come on, man. 5 wall rings, which we aren't going to spend anytime soon because our walls are too low in level. 25 gems and 1 builder potion. Man, this thing keeps going. Okay, more gems, more gems. I'll take it. I'll take it. Let's go ahead and activate our newest scenery for this series. And I mean, I'm telling you, I just think it's one of the coolest things ever because look at this. Are you kidding me? My Junkie Rush base looks amazing right now. Look at you can't even see it. You can't even see it. You just see all the dragons flying around in the battle scenes, and then there's like heroes around the map. I'd have to explore this thing again because I don't remember where everything's located. I mean, we got some statues there. We got caverns underneath of our base. I mean, this is just absolutely incredible. I wish the words would go away. That would be nice. So we can see the rest of the scenery. Look, there's like goblins and stuff running around. There's barbarians and archers running around, and it looks like the royal champion. Oh man, that's incredible. Oh yeah, that's right. There are cutscenes here. Check this out. Wow. Wow. And while we're on the topic of cutscenes, let me show you the other ones. I found the Archer Queens. Here's the Archer Queens. She's on top of this, looks like a totem pole. Okay. Oh, wow. And then on the other side, we had the Grand Warden. Here's the Wardens. And then we have the Barbarian King all the way over here in the section that is filled with orcs. He's on top of a massive crossbow, and it looks like he's battling it out versus electro dragons, it seems. Okay, that was actually really cool. I know it's like really basic to some of you guys because most of you are just like kind of focused in on the account itself, but that just adds like a new layer of interaction to the accounts itself with these particular sceneries. Now, I am gonna go ahead and purchase the Barbarian King skin. I'm gonna probably purchase all of the RPG skins this series because I actually genuinely do like them. I am a fan, and I know that's another like whopping $10. Like, that's insane. But let me know down in the comments below what you feel about this entire update. Are there things that you like, or are there things that you dislike and could live without when it comes to Clash of Clans? Because I do want to read your comments and feedback because it is important. That way we can kind of go to the developer and be like, you know, can we improve on these things? And yes, we know that you want to use heroes in Clan War while they're upgrading. I want to use them too. They are fully aware. We just don't know if they're ever going to do it.